Welcome to Backseat Confessions Podcast. Slide into the backseat as we listen to mostly anonymous strangers tell us stories from their lives. I'm a rideshare driver in Atlanta, and the people getting in my car have absolutely no idea I'm going to ask them to share. My commitment to you is to tell at least a snippet of virtually every story recorded in my car in the order they were told to me. My hope is that you laugh, cringe, cry, but mostly connect to these amazing people. You may find a piece of your own story or just feel more connected to the rest of us. Join us, won't you? So, hey, my new friend. This is an adult podcast. Themes and languages are definitely not suitable for everyone. Listener discretion is advised. Hey guys, I'm so glad to have you along today, and I think you're going to enjoy this particular episode. Just some really great stories, and a few laughs sprinkled in there too, which is always a big plus for me. I love to laugh, and I love humor. I just believe that as humans, we're made to have laughter help actually heal us. So come aboard today as we cruise the Atlanta streets with some pretty great company. Our first rider today tells one of those stories that once I heard it, it really stuck with me. It is in some ways a quintessential Atlanta story from an up-and-coming rapper. And quick pro tip for all you players out there, don't, and I repeat, do not hook up with a gangster sister. It won't end well for you.
Story number 87. Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, 2:43 a.m.
This is gonna be a funny story. I'm gonna talk about with me and my boy Shakur.
Okay.
We had got caught fucking these twins.
Oh my gosh.
And their brother was like one of the biggest how can I say? I would say drug dealers or gangsters on the west side of Atlanta.
Wow.
And we got caught. I was 17, he was 17. Oh. And they was they was our age too. Yeah, it was. I remember it was a Friday night. We came from a high school dance.
Okay.
The twins. They was like, I had just performed. I won a talent show that day too. So
nice.
You know, I was pretty popular at school. I went to an all boys school. They went to the all girls school. So we used to all collaborate.
Yep.
And it was like, what y'all doing after? My brother and my mom, and then my mom work overnight, and my brother, he's at the movies with his girlfriend, and then they going to the club after.
Right.
So I looked at my boy and I was like, did you hear what they just said? So we got this old how can I say, homeless man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And where I'm from, they call them crackheads or whatever. But they're not all of them crackheads. I don't know what he did. You know, I don't want to judge nobody. But
yes, sir.
We used to trick him. We used to pay him to get us a little liquor.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Even though we couldn't take it that much as kids, you know what I'm saying? But we just used to do it because we knew, like, that's what the girls like, oh my God, they got liquor, they cool, you know?
Right.
So we did that. And we got drunk and stuff. We would listen to at the time the hottest artist at that time had to be like Drake, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
you know, he still is, but at that time we listened to a lot of Drake, and if you're from Atlanta, you know who Schoolie is or whatever. And we were actually switching, if you get what I mean.
Oh,
like it was
taking turns.
It was
Wow.
crazy. It was crazy.
Crazy.
So I always been a handsome big nigga myself. You know what I'm saying? A big guy myself.
Yes,
so,
sir.
So I was doing my thing and he was doing his thing. We all in the same room, so this like going down.
It's going down.
So in my head, I'm like, yo, this cannot be real. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, okay, cool.
Right.
And I heard the door downstairs open.
Uh-oh.
And I said something to the girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo. And she was like, nah, hell no, nah. So we playing music. I'm like, we're literally in there for another 10 minutes. And we doing our thing, you know?
Yep.
But I'm like, I keep hearing something.
Oh.
They're like, no, that's our dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Now, their house is 3 stories high.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
3 stories.
Yes.
So the twins lived on the top room. I mean, they're on the second floor, and their brother lived on the top floor. And
so he was going to have to pass by your floor to get
yes.
there. Oh, no.
So I'm going. So me and him decided to go real hard. So they kind of screaming a little bit. Not screaming, but, you know.
Everybody's enjoying themselves.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody having a good time, I guess.
Yep.
I just heard, what the fuck? Oh. And I was like, all right, so their brother, his name D.
Okay.
It's a lot of D's in the world. Yep, that's all I'm going to say. His name D.
No, don't. Let's not say
And he was one of the biggest gangsters in Atlanta at the time on the west side. He really was like terrifying, you know. Not being a punk myself, but I knew the situation we was in.
Yes, sir.
And man, I didn't even get to put on my pants.
Are you
serious? We had to jump off the second floor.
No.
And he shot at us going down Donnelly Hollowell.
No.
For like 30 minutes we running. I'm talking about me and him. I only had a t-shirt and my boxers and my socks on. I'm running down Bankhead. And he's shooting at us.
No.
He's trying to get us or whatever, right?
No.
And what's insane about it is like he knew who we were, so it
wasn't like you were gonna be disappearing into the woods.
We can get away for the night, but we got to answer to this shit in the morning. So we got away. We ended up do some cuts called Overlook Atlanta.
Yes.
And we went to one of our friend's house. Man, his mom gave us shorts and stuff, and we was like completely naked.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was like, all right, cool. So we go home or whatever. We actually didn't have to handle him until later on in life.
Okay.
I'm now 23 years old.
Yes, sir.
And I seen him for the first time again when I was 20 years old. I was like a sophomore in college.
Yeah.
And I came home for like spring break.
Yep.
And he seen me, and I haven't seen this guy since I was 17.
Wow.
He had got locked up, I heard, right after, something happened or whatever.
Yeah.
And he seen me, and I'm a grown man. I'm going to kick his ass, but I know what he's about, you know?
Yeah.
He just put his arm out and gave me down like, what's up, young blood? I was like, oh, my God. Hey, that's a crazy story, man. I know, it's only a couple people know that story. Like, it was hilarious.
That is hilarious and terrifying all at the same time. Oh, my gosh. Man, thank you so much for sharing tonight, Mr. W.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. My pleasure.
All right.
I mean, this is something out of a crazy movie. You're having some steamy sex with a hottie in the same room as your bro, and then smash cut to your jumping out of a 3-story house and running for your life while a known gangster unloads his weapon in your direction. These are the moments when you just have to remind yourself, think with the big head, not the little one, my man. Our next rider shares a creepier kind of story. No one enjoys when things go bump in the night.
Story number 88. Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, 4:03 a.m.
So it's kind of like it was scary to me.
Okay.
But it was me and my sister in a room.
Okay.
And then we were just laying there listening to music. And next thing you know, we hear because our grandpa stays with us first. And he was out in Alabama because he does movies and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And so then we heard the garage door open.
Uh-oh.
we were scared because I remember locking it when I came in.
Right.
So no, we heard like it was like a noise next to our door. So she got up and locked the door.
Right.
So then next thing you know, we're just like laying there, and then our music starts like it starts going off and on. So then we look at each other, like she scoots up all up on me and stuff. Right. And like tears just start falling from both of our eyes. Oh. So then I don't know why, but all of a sudden we ended up going to sleep. Then we woke up and our mom was like, were y'all messing with the door last night? And we were like, what are you talking about? She was like, oh, I was up at 4 and I heard like the garage door open. Ooh. And then she was like, Papa's not home, so I was thinking it was y'all letting the dog out because the dog was in the backyard on the porch. We have a porch in the backyard. Yeah. And then we were like, what do you mean he was in the backyard? He was in the garage when I came in and locked the door. I was like, nobody was downstairs because Papa wasn't home. Yeah. So we were just all like and then she had called her fiance and was like, wherever you at, you need to come home because there's something going on. So like ever since like me and my sister, yeah. we'll walk like close to each other. When we were walking to our room, we would never go by ourselves.
Really? Oh my gosh. So was there ever any, I gotta hold this down a little bit, but was there ever any like thing like that had happened before that night?
I mean, maybe I just probably can't think about it right now. Yeah. But like another thing, like the same that night, like my grandpa's door, it makes like a noise, like it'll make a loud boom when you open and close it. My mom kept saying she heard it. Yeah. So we were like, no, we were asleep, and we thought it was just a dog in the garage. Right. So we just went to sleep, and then we forgot that we had the washing machine. The washing machine is like right next to the bathroom. Yeah. So we were like, okay, maybe it's just that. So that's what really made us just like forget about it and went to like go to sleep. Right. But then our mom woke up saying we were messing with the door. So ever since we've been scared.
Oh my gosh! And you said even the music in your room was it turning on and off, or was it going up?
Like it was going like it would get staticky and then it'll stop. Oh. And then it will turn back on and then it'll be loud. So we'll have to keep turning it down. So we just cut the music off. We were scared.
Right? That is weird. You can feel the terror she must have felt when she said that her and her sister spontaneously started crying when all this was going down. We get a fair amount of ghost stories from our riders, and they always make me feel some kind of way. How about you? Where do you land on the subject of the paranormal? Our next rider opens up a lot of interesting topics around relationships. Things like why we're with someone, cheating on a partner, and the sometimes unfair treatment that women get for doing the exact same thing that a man does.
Story number 89. Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, 7:23 p.m.
Okay, so last year during this time around December break, Christmas break, I was hanging out with 4 different boys at the time. Okay. And one time, it was the boy I was like, the number one boy I was talking to, it was his birthday, and we hung out. And then we were at the movies, and he was looking at my phone, and he just started crying. Ooh. Because he just started crying out of nowhere, and I was so surprised. And then one of the boys walked up to us. It was like a random guy that just came up to us. Yeah. And it was the other guy I was talking to. Oh, snap. So that's why he started crying, because the guy had told him that we were seeing each other and I was basically cheating on them. Oh. And then
was that actually true, or is he?
Yes. Okay, it was true.
Okay, so it's a little hard to deny then.
Yeah, I couldn't deny, and it was both of them there.
And you didn't know that both of them were going to be at the same place at the same time?
No, I went with him because it was his birthday, and the other guy was there with some other friends, and like I had told him I was with my mom for her birthday.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so I basically got caught up, and then they posted me on Snapchat saying, oh, like she's a cheater, don't trust these hoes and stuff, but they were never taking me serious either, so I don't understand why they were doing that. But
yeah, so you felt like it was more like they probably thought it was okay for them to do that, but not okay for you. Yeah,
I was like, okay,
double standard.
But you were literally cheating on me too. Like they had other girlfriends as well, and it was so weird because one of them started crying and the other one didn't care, but one of them started crying, and he been like obsessed. He became obsessed. He literally blew my phone up with paragraphs. He texted my friends.
Is this it right here, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
He texted my friends asking why I would do that to him, that he didn't deserve none of that and stuff. But he was really ugly. Like, he was really ugly, and he would never do anything for me. Like, nothing.
So he was not good looking and not a great boyfriend.
Yeah, literally. He would never spend anything on me. I would pay most of the time. And it was just horrible.
So So I have to ask you then, like, if you're not feeling attracted, and then he's not really doing the things that a good boyfriend does, like, why were you with him?
I felt really bad. Because he was a good person. Like,
sure,
he had good intentions and all that, and I thought he was gonna change. And I just felt really bad because he was going through a lot of family problems, and I don't want to be one of the reasons that he was like more sad, since he was already like sad. So I was like,
the classic, like, I'm gonna try to help her fix this guy.
Yeah,
I need a project.
I tried to help him, but it just didn't work out. So I was like, okay, I guess this is a time to tell you that I have been cheating. I'm sorry.
Wow. And so you actually let him know right then at the movie theater on his birthday.
I did not want to, like, I had already gotten caught up. I didn't want it to keep going. So I was like, okay, whatever.
I love that you came clean though, because some people would like prolong it, just keep lying.
Yeah.
And then everybody already kind of knows, But
the funny thing is that he was cheating on me too. Like, he wasn't cheating on me, but he had girls that he would go out with too. And I didn't find out till later on when we had broke up. And he was like, I should have kept cheating on my ex. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's back to that whole double standard of where it's like it's okay, quote unquote, okay for guys to do it, but not quote unquote okay for girls. And you're like, wait, come on, man, that's not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. This was really a good experience. I never experienced this.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, just this crazy little idea that popped in my head, but I'm like, I get to hear some great stories, and like, I always feel like I would like to share. I would like for other people to share in it without putting anybody on blast. And so this is perfect because it's like you're anonymous, but you can share something. And then, like, after you leave, we're probably not going to ever see each other again unless you randomly get in my car again. So, anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stories like this remind me that when I hear from someone on how horrible they were treated by their partner, that you just never know the whole story. Sometimes the monsters that someone's ex is made out to be is not nearly the monster that they really are. And at the end of the day, we're all human. We live, we make mistakes, we try. And hopefully, we get better along the way at doing this thing we call life. Our next rider took a trip to Thailand and very unexpectedly happened to meet up with a guy friend that was also visiting at the same time. So they decided to ride ATVs together through the countryside, as you do, I guess, when you're visiting Thailand. Anyways, their guide was supposed to stay on the paths and keep them in sight, but that didn't exactly happen.
Story number 90. Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, 11:57 p.m.
And I didn't really have service out there, so I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to get back. But he did figure it out after a little while that we weren't following him, and he came back and and helped me out. But
Wow.
I did have a moment of feeling like, okay, I'm not getting out of this place. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't want to drive around in the rice paddies, like not knowing my way around here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And get blown up by a landmine.
I think you've blown up by a landmine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. So, on balance, was knowing what you know now, of course, that you were going to make it out alive, was the kind of going off of the beaten path, was it worth it? Or would you say, nah, man, the stress was still, it made it not worth it?
It was worth it.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
a good story.
It is a great story. Yeah. Live a great story is...
It was fun. It was beautiful, too. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really nice. So,
Oh, well,
I would do it again.
There you go. 5 stars. Highly recommended. 2 thumbs up. Well, if I get the chance to do ATVs and we get to go off course, I'm going to remember you.
Yeah.
And
Get a good cellular plan.
get a good cellular plan in YOLO.
Yep.
Love it. Thank you so much.
You'll live. Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
It's funny how when we risk a little something on an adventure, and in the moment we're stressed about it, that afterwards, those can become the moments we remember the most. Our next rider is just a bundle of infectious joy. I mean, her laugh made me really feel just good and want to smile and laugh along with her. And I also enjoyed hearing her delightful fantasy.
Story number 91. Monday, December 28, 2020, 8:57 p.m.
So, I'm going to talk about my dream or my fantasy.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. This could go many different ways.
Okay, so before I got engaged for the 3rd time
Okay, God bless you.
and actually said yes.
Okay. Wait, hold on. How do you get engaged 2 times before and not say yes? I don't feel like that's a thing.
Okay, well, I said yes,
Okay,
but then I didn't go through with it.
Ooh, so you were like the runaway...
Right, I'm almost like the runaway fiance.
The runaway fiance. That is a movie that needs to be made.
Yes, I'm
my
the
God.
runaway fiance.
Okay, I love it. All right.
Okay, so my 3rd time getting engaged, I actually said yes.
Okay.
And he proposed to me on the beach.
Aww.
But afterwards, I was so turned on, I actually wanted to have sex on the beach, but it didn't happen. It was so pitch black, I couldn't even see.
Well, but that's kind of like important for not everybody seeing that you're having sex on the beach and then going to jail.
Yeah, but I was scared that a crab or something was going to crawl or a fish was going to come up on shore or something like that. I don't know. I just couldn't see. I was terrified.
That's so funny. So you chose safety over horny.
Yes, and I really wanted horny, though.
Yeah. No, I love that. That was a head-heart decision and the head won.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
So that's my fantasy. I'm going to do it one day.
Well, you absolutely need to.
Yes.
It's a wonderful thing that everybody needs to experience at least one.
Yes, most definitely.
And it's one of those things I will say, with all the sand and stuff, it's more fun than it is practical.
That is true, but
Right?
I'm wondering, does the sand eat up the butt crack?
It does kind of. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're done, it's like, okay, I probably won't do it again. But you have to do. There's certain things in life you need to like check that bucket list.
Yes, right.
So I'm with you. You go for it, girl.
Most definitely.
Especially now that you're with the man that you've said yes to. That's
Yes,
fantastic.
I most definitely would try that one day.
All right. Well, I am here for Miss Nikki. Thank you so much for your story.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We have to give it up to the guy who finally not only got her to say yes for the 3rd time, but actually got her to walk down the aisle. And I hope that the next time they're near the beach and the moment comes over her, that she throws her sand in the crack and crab biting fear to the wind and just goes for the literal sex on the beach. 'Cause it's not just an adult beverage, ladies and gents. It can be the real thing. Our final rider for the night tackles some funny and tricky issues when it comes to dating in the modern world. People be sliding into other people's DMs, and it has this lovely lady in the valley of decision.
Story number 92. Monday, December 28, 2020, 9:02 p.m.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about a crush.
I like it.
And basically, this is an IG crush. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I like it.
This is an IG crush. So, well, he knows, I think that he kind of knows, he already knows that I kind of am crushing on him or whatever. So we go back and forth in like the DM or whatever. So, like one day, I'm a hairstylist.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so one day I end up doing this girl hair. And she was just, so excited. As a hairstylist, sometimes we turn out to be counselors or whatever.
Gosh, yes.
So, people always share their stories and stuff with me. So she just starts telling me about this guy she just met, and, well, not just met. She's been dating him for a while, but they just reconnected or whatever. Okay. And she was just, really excited about this guy. So she shows me the picture, and it's my crush.
No. Oh my. Are you, what are the freaking chances of that?
That is so crazy, because it was so fun. It was crazy because I was going to tell her about my crush because I know her. This is a client that I've known like for a long time. I've known her, like, we've known each other from like high school.
Oh.
Wow. So I kind of think that she already knew that I was crushing on him. She might have seen something, or maybe seen like us liking pictures, each other pictures and stuff. Right. And but she, so when she asked me, when she showed me the picture, she was like, "Hey, so do you know him?" I was like, yeah, I know him, but I don't know him like that, because I really don't know him.
Yeah.
But it was just
oh crud. So like, what do we do now?
Right.
What do we do now, Miss Foxy?
Recently he just started back, like, commenting in my DMs and stuff. So right. I don't know.
So the door's potentially open a little bit.
Potentially, but I don't want to step on no toes because it is my client.
That's true. That's true.
She's not my friend though. So
but she is a money source, right?
Yeah, she is a money source. That's right. She is.
Yeah, we got to protect that customer base. That's a Sophie's choice right there. Do we protect the customer base, or do we connect with the IG hottie? Oof,
maybe we could get some feedback on that one.
Yes. Oh, I love it. All right. Well, as soon as this comes out, we'll have to ask for feedback. What do we do? Love or money? I guess that's the question, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. That's a good question.
It is. Well, Miss Foxy, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, what would your advice be? Go for the bag and keep that client happy and the money flowing. Or say, hey, the client is not really my friend, and I want to follow my heart, or crush, or, whatever it is. I can see a good case being made for either, but personally, I'd probably lean towards the crush option. I mean, you can replace a client, but what if your IG crush turns out to be your person? One of the big themes this episode had, in most of the stories anyways, was adventure and taking some risk. Now, of course, I'm not advocating for a risk it for the biscuit like our first dude did and have to run for your life in your underwear. But I love the idea of bringing wonder back into our lives. Lacking adventure and wonder can leave us feeling deflated and meh. So that's my encouragement for us till we hang out next time. Take the little risks so you can experience the moments that you might just be talking about for the rest of your life. Bon voyage, my friends. This is what happens when you are a rideshare driver in Atlanta and ask people for their stories. These weren't handpicked people with great stories. They just happened to get in my car and be gracious enough to share with all of us. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be in Atlanta and need to grab a rideshare and end up telling the rest of us the next great story on BCP. I'd actually encourage you to, every so often, just ask a stranger to share a story from their life. You never know what you might learn. I believe that our stories are powerful. They can make you laugh, cringe, cry, or even get you to think or feel differently. Our stories can truly make this world a little bit better place. So please, subscribe, rate, and listen to this podcast and share it with as many adults as possible. It would mean so much to me. First and foremost, I want to thank the incredible writers who trusted me with your stories. You're my heroes. Thanks also to all the people in the background who have believed in this project/dream. All of the music on this podcast was found on pixabay.com, and it was free, which is an amazing gift when you're starting a podcast on a shoestring budget.